Perry. I'm currently a project officer with ChildLinK. And my responsibility, my job, is to oversee the operation of sexual abuse centers that we call Child Advocacy Center, because the aim of it is to advocate for that, ensure that their best interests and their safety and their psychological well-being is being taken into consideration. Simply put, child sexual abuse is a sexualized interaction with a child, a minor, and this sexualized interaction can take any form, such as contact or non-contact. It's one that can range from kissing or exposing the genital to penetration of the child's private part, which also includes a child's mouth. So simply put, there's no definition for child sexual abuse perpetrators, but what we know from research is that perpetrators can be male, can be female, it can be African, it can be East Indian, it can be Chinese, it can be Caucasian. There's no specific characteristics of perpetrators. But what research has been showing, and recently we have conducted a research among 338 children that we work with within our 4 Child Advocacy Center. And what we have found is that the dominant perpetrators are male, yes, males. Not to say that females are not perpetrators, but the research is showing that males are more frequently perpetrating this crime against our children. Also, what our research would have highlighted is that at least 82% of these cases that we've worked with, the perpetrators were within the child's home, the child's family member. It's somebody that is known to the child. So oftentimes when we think that the perpetrators of child sexual abuse is somebody, some stranger, some boogeyman in the corner, somebody in the dark alley, no, it's actually people within the child's family and people who this child have daily contact with and who the child family have daily contact with. Mainly what parents need to do, I know as Guyanese growing up, we have a saying that says children should be seen and not heard, but actually I want to encourage our society, our population to begin to move away from that. Our children need to be seen and they need to be heard, we need to listen to them. So even as they begin to speak, you need to encourage within the family own dialogues, between communication between the child and the parent. If a child has an opinion on something, it is not your place to say, oh my gosh, you talk so much, you need to be quiet and things like that. We need to encourage children to speak. So when these hideous things happen to them, they are coming to us first with the information. Also, we need to make sure that we're giving children information on how to protect themselves and who to speak out to, who to report to, such as police officers, just as a trusted adult. And children should be encouraged, even if you speak to one adult that you trust and you see that adult isn't doing anything to help this sexual abuse to stop. Children need to know that they should go to another adult and another adult until an adult do something to ensure that the sexual abuse stops. So parents need to encourage more discussion. Parents need to be vigilant. The thing about sexual abuse, when it first happens, they are signs that all children go through. All may not go through them in the same systematic order, but they are signs that you can pick up changes in the child's mood. A child who was previously fun-loving and chatty in the family may suddenly become withdrawn, may suddenly become that child who don't want to be in family gathering and family fun time. You need to take these things into consideration. I'm not saying that all children who go through these symptoms or who suddenly have a change in their behavior or sexual abuse, but at least it's something you need to pick up on as parents and begin to have that dialogue, begin to ask questions and probes. Simply asking, is everything alright? And the child saying, yes, everything is alright, is not good enough. Just don't take it for granted. Just keep asking until you have a good understanding of what are some of your child's concerns. And the concern may or may not be sexual abuse, it can be some other thing. But the point is you checking in when you pick up on these things. The child's attitude towards a parent or some family member that he uses to love. They suddenly don't love this person. They suddenly can't stand this person when they come around. They suddenly get changes in their attitude and rudeness and things like this. We need to pick up on and just ask questions. I know sometimes we're tempted to lash out and calm down on them because we say they're not bad behavior, but children express themselves in different ways. They may not have the verbal language to communicate to you what has happened to them, but you asking and showing concern and showing that care and being gentle with them can really encourage them to speak out and speak up if something would have happened. So, yes. Our community play a very important part. I know in the past we say it takes a village to raise a child. In as much as we have to be conscious of who are involved in our children's life, we have to know that oftentimes if within the family structure a child is not being protected, the next structure is the community structure. So yes, community members are important because they are the ones that live closest to the child. They are the ones that can observe these children also, and simply calling in the authorities such as the Child Care Protection Agency, such as the Guyana Police Force, such as an NGO that you may have contact information for, can really transform and save a child from repeated experience of sexual abuse. So that is what community members can do. Just be vigilant and make it a mandate, make a commitment to children, and just speak up and speak out if you see or hear anything. It's not for you to judge. It's not for you to say, oh, nothing is happening with that child, that's just the way the family is. If you find something that's suspicious and your red flag is going off, such as when a child is bathing, the child is always squealing or always calling a particular member of the family name to stop it and things like that. These are little things you can check in on. If it raises your eyebrow and you have a nudge that something may not be going right in this family or this neighbor, just calling and have people check it out. And it can be anonymous. Perpetrators screen children, perpetrators screen families. So they are looking, it's almost like if they're developing a profile of their next victim or a victim. So children who are usually chatty and who would usually speak out and on there, perpetrators sometimes they may think twice, but the child who might be a little withdrawn and a little quiet in the family member, in the family environment, they may be more prone to go after that child. A parent who don't pay attention and speak to their child, or perpetrators are observing these things and they're taking into consideration, oh, if I do something to little Sally, her mother don't check in with her, so there's a chance I will get away with it, as opposed to the neighbor who another child who parents always ask the child, is everything alright? How was school today? What are some of the things you do? So perpetrators are taking note of these things, they're screening, they're identifying, and most times there are instances where child sexual abuse is forced and is aggressively done, but a lot of time it's also coerced. Perpetrators are gentle, they are friendly, they have sweet words, they are kind, they are the ones that may give gifts, they are the ones that may be showing a little more interest in a particular child than they should. They are the ones who are sometimes always offering to support the family with chores, or helping the child with school work or in a sporting activity and these different things. So we have to be conscious of these things. It's not to say that everybody who's kind and generous to your family is a perpetrator of sexual abuse, but you need to check out things. You need to be conscious of the fact that, and ask questions. Why are you so interested in my child? Why is it you're always bringing a gift for my child? Or, the children can ask these questions also, and get to the bottom of things before perpetrator make their next move, which is usually to begin to touch or begin to fondle in preparing that child for the act of sexual abuse. I want to say to our children is that sexual abuse does not define who you are. You define who you are, and your ability to rise above and overcome and go beyond your experience, that is what will make you a better person. That is what defines you as an individual. So to children, in spite that you may have experienced something horrific, the fact that you're still here coping with life, you're going to school and you're making the best of life, it speaks volume of who you are. You are strong, you are courageous. So just keep pressing on and keep going, and accept support from professionals out there. Access support wherever you feel you may need help. There are definitely organizations that can support you. For our children out there who are still experiencing sexual abuse, speak. I cannot stress the importance of speaking. Even if you would have spoken to one or two adults before, please continue to speak. Don't give up. You speaking to several persons, one day you will speak to the right person. That person will take you and help you to get the help and get you away from sexual abuse. So I encourage you not to stop, but just continue speaking. Parents, continue to listen to your children, continue to believe your children, continue to support your children, continue to let them know how much you care about them and how much they matter to you. And when they talk to you about things that would have happened to them, listen to them and get the necessary help and protection that your children need.
Thank you for watching ChildLinK Talk.